You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, everyone. This is Craig Proctor, and thank you for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show podcast. Today, my awesome guest is Xavier Torres from Rockville, Maryland. And we're going to be talking about how to follow up and dominate your marketplace and then expand all over your state and all the surrounding states. Xavier, thank you very much for being with me today. Let's get started. Tell everybody who you are, a little bit about you and how you and I met.
Yeah. So Craig, thank you for having me on the show today. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of your show and big fan of the Craig Proctor system. We met back in November 2019 at one of the conferences, Anaheim.
And that's not long ago, man. Like, that's not long ago, 2019. You've done some awesome stuff in a couple of years.
Yeah. If you just follow the system that you preach about so much, it's actually not that complicated. One of the things that I really learned over the past two years is it's going to the actual seminars, showing up to every webinar. Those are the things that you really, when you go to more and more, you get more clarity, you see. And it's almost like if you watch a movie a second time or you read a book over and over again, there's so much that it's hard to take it all in the first time. And by the way, everyone, if you're not already registered for my next 3-day conference, it's all about how to adapt to the changes in the real estate market. I mean, obviously, we've got all these forces working against us, right? The economy, even the buyers and sellers are different. They're behaving differently. I'm going to be focusing in Orlando, Florida, July 28th, 29th, and 23rd, 28th, 29th, and 30th in Orlando, Florida. Xavier, you're going to be there. You don't miss these conferences, right? Nope. I go to every one of them.
Man,
and my wife goes with me. It's funny that, the first conference that we went, I showed up there and dragged my wife there, and she actually wrote the check right there on the spot. And I was like, wow, she has never, she says I, S, and C. I didn't think she would ever write a check on the spot, but she did anyways. And I'm glad she did. And she's
best investment you guys ever made. So let's talk about what kind of production were you doing a couple of years ago before you met me, and what kind of production are you going to do here in 2022?
So when I showed up to your seminar, I was actually frustrated a little bit, but I was excited to be there. And I was doing right around, I'd say 400, about 400,000 a year in GCI.
Which is awesome. So why are you, some people are watching this like, why is this dude frustrated? He's making $400,000 a year. Why were you frustrated?
Because I'm a different kind of animal. So yeah. I want more, right?
You want more. Yeah. You're an entrepreneur. Okay. So what was, when you met with me in 2019, first time you came to the conference over in California, you're doing 400,000. Why did you come to that conference? What was frustrating you at that point? And how have we solved that?
Well, one of the biggest problems that I was having, and it was the inconsistency of income. So 1 month I will have a huge month, and the next month nothing, right? So even though at the end of the year you count, we were making exactly 400, but it wasn't consistent. So I wanted more consistency. So
yeah. So you were frustrated with, you'd have a big month, and then you couldn't figure out why the next month or the month after wasn't as consistent. So what are you doing now? What's your production in 2022?
It will hit just a little over $1 million in GCI.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. From 400,000 to over $1 million. Okay. What did you do differently then to get to the $1 million? Are you working harder, like 7 days a week, or what kind of sacrifices did you have to make to go from 400 to $1 million?
Well, the biggest things that the biggest change that I made was actually be more consistent on our marketing. So before we were okay, so we run an ad, run the ads, and have them, running, and then all of a sudden we were choking to death with all these leads, so we would just shut them off, right? So then you'll see the gaps. So then I just said, let me just, like Todd keeps saying, you keep saying, whatever is working, just do more of it. So that's what we did. So, and I was frustrated because now I didn't have enough outside sales agents to handle all this volume, which is a good problem to have, right?
Right.
So, and that's one of the things that I changed. So just never shut off whatever's working. Just keep doing more of it.
Okay. So, what is your bottleneck right now for you to really blow this up? Because before you and I got started, and by the way, everybody, Xavier is in Rockville, Maryland, in case you missed it at the start, Rockville, Maryland. But we're Xavier and I are talking before we got started here. And he's like, yeah, man, I want to expand to Northern Virginia, DC. I want to expand this thing because you can, right? And you're experimenting now with hiring agents that are located in all these different areas outside of your core market. And eventually your intention is to open offices there.
Yes. And one of the things that, that I really pride myself is that we want to make sure that we take care of the agents that we have now. So they're actually making enough money. And so when we bring another agent, we want to make sure that they're going to do well as well. Not just the team. The team grows if the agents grow. They make money, we make money.
Okay, so let's explain how this deal works for agents on your team, because it's a pretty sweet deal. It's really like the best opportunity in real estate as far as I'm concerned. So Xavier, he spends all the money on the lead generation. And if you're an outside sales agent on his team, you don't even get leads, you get actual appointments. So the leads that Xavier pays for, those leads go to the inside sales department. This inside sales team does all the calling and all the converting and qualifying of the buyer appointments and listing appointments. So agents, hey, look, if you're in Maryland, you want to check this out. You want to have a conversation with how this would work for you by reaching out to Xavier, because you would literally be going from listing appointment to listing appointment to listing appointment. Not only are these all paid for, all the marketing's paid for, you're not getting leads again. Let me stress, you're getting actual listing appointments. And Xavier spends an enormous amount of time with his team coaching the agents up on the best listing presentation techniques and buyer presentation techniques. So think about this. I don't know what the average commission is, 20, 30 grand when you sell a house in your marketplace, but think of the money outside sales agents you can make if that was true. If you weren't having to mess around, honestly, if you weren't having to mess around with all this stuff that you're currently messing around with, right? Generating leads, paying for leads, getting keys cut, taking pictures of houses, running around doing this, that is all taken care of when you work at Xavier's office. Your focus is just going from listing appointment to buyer appointment. And you can make a lot of money just obviously focusing on the things that you really, really like. One of the things you and I were talking about before we got started was follow-up. That's the Achilles heel with realtors. They don't like it. They're not good at it generally, but your office takes care of all the follow-up.
That is correct. So we have a team of inside sales. The lead comes in and we sort through those leads. We just pick the best ones and we give those best leads to the agents by appointment. If you're not available, just let us, they let us know that, their schedule, or we go to the next agent. That's how we put them on. We distribute our appointments. So they're very well qualified.
As you and I have had this conversation today, and here's what I'm thinking. Why wouldn't every real estate agent in Maryland, why would they not want to hang their license with you? And I think the answer is they either don't understand the opportunity that you're providing, or they don't believe it because it sounds so good. But you literally could make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars net in your pocket, not work as near as hard as you're working right now by just partnering up with Xavier. And and it's working so well. You're expanding. You're going outside of Maryland. You got a couple agents, you said, in Northern Virginia, in DC, where we're going to expand this out. So if you're watching this right now and you're in any of those locations, Maryland, Northern Virginia, DC, what would be the best way for realtors if they want to just have a conversation with you, like verify this is the real deal and find out how this would work for them? What would be the best way for them to reach you?
Well, the best way would be, Craig, is to give me a call directly. I pick up the phone. I don't know why agents get a cell phone when they don't pick up their phone, but I pick up my phone. Okay.
Yep.
So my phone number is 301-418-5324. Okay. And that's the best way to reach me. And we can have a private conversation anytime, or we can meet somewhere at, local coffee shop, have lunch or whatnot. Yep.
And guys, things are getting tougher. Like, I'm looking at some of the marketing stuff I'm preparing for the Orlando 3-day conference. Again, it's coming up July 28th, 29th, and 30th. Here's the deal, folks. It's $495 to spend 3 days with me at the Orlando conference at the end of July. If at the end of the conference, you're not completely blown away, you walk up to me and I will refund your $495. This is like, don't be a naysayer. Come to this thing and your life will change. If that's not true, if this doesn't blow you away, I'll just give you all your money back. That's how this conversation started with Xavier. He attended a conference, brought his wife, and ironically, your wife was all in on this right away, right? Now look at what we're going to focus on in Orlando, and this is why you're going to be able to recruit like crazy, is the market is shifting quite a bit, right? How to survive and even thrive in the fast coming great real estate recession. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about in Orlando. Now, all of these realtors in Maryland that have been making all kinds of money, and money's been running down the streets and it's been easy. Realtors are going to notice a shift. And I think this is why this opportunity that you're providing for realtors, they're going to pay attention to it now more than ever, because it's getting more difficult out there. Now, you have two positions that actually you're recruiting for. One is inside sales agents, where this is a cool position as too, because the inside sales agent works a set 40-hour work week. So I know with my inside sales agents, they like that, right? It's like they actually could plan a life outside of real estate. I had one lady, her name was Carol. She was in real estate. She made about $150,000 a year, which was good, but she was burnt out because of all the weird hours. She said, you know what, the breaking point for me, Craig, is I was having a dinner party. My family and I are having a dinner party on like a Saturday night, and I've got all my friends coming over, and I'm like a regular, normal real estate agent. There were 3 offers registered that day. I have to leave my own, get together, my own dinner party. I got to leave. She goes, I was tired of that lifestyle. She goes, when I came to work for you as an inside sales agent, I never have to work Saturday nights. I don't have to work on Sundays. And I gave her guaranteed salary, plus she got a commission. So she was able to have, even if she had a bad week or whatever, she got a paycheck every week. And she was able to make more than that $150,000 a year because she was really good. What was her function? To qualify the leads and set up the best buyer and seller appointments for the outside sales agents. The outside sales agents, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars net in your pocket as an outside sales agent. And when you partner up with Xavier, you don't deal with any of the crap that you don't like. Okay. The money that you make, you keep. You're not paying for leads. You're not having to figure out, you're not giving money to Zillow or a realtor. You don't have to do any of that. In fact, we're not going to give you leads at all. We're going to give you appointments. When I started growing my team, I didn't have an inside sales department, right? So the mistake I made is I was just giving the leads to the outside sales. Well, my outside sales agents were so good. If I gave them 10 leads, they'd call 3 or 4 of them, set an appointment, and boom, they'd be out the door showing houses, and the other 6 leads would never get called. So I realized, you know what? Outside sales agents, they don't want leads. What they want is appointments. So outside sales agents, imagine this, if this was true for you. Imagine if you didn't have to, if you could just literally go out to the listing appointment, do the presentation that Xavier coaches you up. He spends all this time making you awesome as a listing and buyer agent. Why? Because the more you make, the more he makes. Everybody wins, right? And when the listing's signed, all you have to do is sort of call into the office. The office will take the pictures, get the keys cut, install the key boxes, make the feature sheets, run around, serve it, do all the stuff that you're distracted with. How much money could you make, agents, if you were literally just specialized and you're going out on listing appointments and buyer appointments all day long? This is the position that Xavier Torres is offering you right now. Now, what if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, man, but I'm not in Maryland. I'm not in Xavier's marketplace. Then you want to call me. Okay, if you're outside of Rockville, Maryland, you're outside of Northern Virginia, DC, you want to call me. And I will have a conversation with you, just like I had with Xavier, just like I have with thousands of agents. And I will lay out the opportunity for you in your marketplace, so you in your respective marketplace can do what Xavier Torres is doing in Rockville, Maryland. Now, the way you do the call with me, it's a free call. It's not some like big sales pitch. I ask you a bunch of questions about where you are. I explain how this would work, and you can decide, hey, I think Craig can help me, or no, this is not for me. What you do is you go to proctorcall.com. So my name, proctorcall.com. You'll see my acuity day timer, book a day and a time, and let's start a conversation. Hey, Xavier, what if we didn't meet? What if you and I didn't have that conversation? What if that conference didn't happen? You might still be like where you were, you're like frustrated. And
I would probably have a lot more gray hair and less hair.
Yeah, well, so I've saved your hair. There you go. but look, and the thing is, you're having a lot of fun too. It's fun.
Yes.
There's something about you. Like if you're an entrepreneurial person, Xavier, when you and your wife came to me, you already had the spark. You just needed someone to show you how to do it. Right.
That is true.
Guys, if you're watching this right now and you've got the spark, okay, it might be, here's basically what this is coming down to as we move into the future. You got to make a decision. There's going to be one of two roads you're going to go down. You're either going to be part of a successful sales team, or you're going to create your own. Okay, there will be no solo agent. It's going to be too hard being a solo agent with the technology and the changes and the efficiencies that the team concept provides. I say concept, it's not a concept, it's proven. I was the OG on this, guys. 30 years ago, I developed the first team in real estate. And there were no teams back then. And we have perfected this. You don't need to mess around. Everything you want to do in real estate is already being done right now by Xavier Torres, by Craig Proctor, and by thousands of other Craig Proctor members all over North America. Follow up. It's hard. Nobody likes it. We do this for you. Lead generation. It's hard. You spent all kinds of money, and we've coached you up, and you spent all kinds of time cracking the code on lead generation. Xavier's cracked the code. That's why it's crazy when I hear you say, yeah, man, the biggest problem we had is we had too many leads, right? Like that's,
that is true. That is true. I get frustrated because I see money going out the window when people are not picking up the appointments. It's just very frustrating, Craig.
Once we get the lead generation figured out and we get the systems and the people in, Xavier, there's really no limit to how big you can take this. I mean, you've seen members, Craig Proctor system members doing 1,000 transactions a year.
Yes, enormous amount of transactions. But you start out slow, whatever you can take, do it slowly. Don't rush it. Just, make sure that you have the right people in place. And that's what's going to take you to the next level. You can't do it alone. You have to build a team. This is not a one-man show.
Okay, so if we were to back up the bus, knowing what you know now, okay, and we're speaking to thousands of realtors are going to be watching this interview because we're doing this live everywhere, but it's going to be repurposed and sent out. And we teach realtors how to make presentations on video. Right now, we're making you a presentation, and this isn't costing me a penny. We teach you how to reach your clients with presentations. Old school was, we need to generate a lead and we need to get them on the phone and set up a meeting. Why do we want the meeting? So we can do a presentation. Right now, we're teaching our members to do presentations using social media. We're reaching out to everyone in their marketplaces. You don't need to meet with somebody to do a presentation today. These are some of the things that we're going to be focusing on at the Orlando Super Conference again, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. If you're a serious realtor, there's no better place for you to be. Unless you're getting married or something or whatever, make sure, go to craigproctorseminar.com. You'll see the agenda, the speakers, you'll learn all about it. Go there, get yourself registered. Remember my guarantee. If you're not blown away, we'll just give you the $495, folks. What's that? $160 a day or something? Come on, guys. Are you ready to get serious about your real estate business? Because the market is changing. Remember, this is a fast coming real estate recession that we are at the cusp of seeing here. Things are changing quickly, but it doesn't matter what the marketplace is doing, whether it's an up market, down market. Some of my best years, arguably, Xavier, were in down markets.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, because a lot of people that are, agents that cannot sustain the blow they're going to be taking in the next couple of months or 6 months down the road. So they're leaving a lot of clients behind. So we call these orphans. We pick up and adopt all these orphan clients that everybody else is leaving behind. So for us, we need more agents because there is so many other clients that are not being taken care of at this time. So it's creating an opportunity for us.
Yeah, look, when the pandemic started, obviously, millions of people lost their jobs, and a lot of those people got into real estate. Do you know that 1 in 5 licensed real estate agents right now, 1 in 5 have only had their license since the pandemic? So a lot of these agents have never been through a down market before. They don't know what to do. A lot of companies you see in the news recently, Redfin cutting 8 or 10% of their staff, Compass making cuts. You're starting to see not only a lot of these agents don't know how to survive in a down market, a lot of these companies that were created over the last 3 or 4 years, they don't even know how to survive. The entire company doesn't know how to survive in a down market. This is why it's really important to get connected with a mentor. Folks, it's too hard to do this by yourself. Now, whether I'm your person or not, you need to find somebody to help you. Look at Xavier, smart guy. You were doing already $400,000 a year before you and I met. You just needed a mentor. You needed somebody that's been in the trenches. It's not just me either. It's all the people you met inside the Craig Proctor world, right?
Yes.
let's not underestimate the power of the mastermind and the networking. So, you and I met, but then I connected you with agents that are making millions of dollars a year doing the thing that you want to do.
Yeah, and then we actually spend at least an hour to 2 hours after the conferences just going, just talking it out. And we've solved so many problems and issues after the conference, just hanging out with the network,
I like that. So you've solved the problem. So if you're watching this right now, you're still watching this. You're watching this for a reason, right? We've been at this now for about 25 minutes. If you're still watching this, it's because something is resonating with you about this message. Do you know that most of the real estate trainers and gurus have never actually made millions of dollars selling real estate? Do you know that some of these big name gurus have never even had a real estate license? I don't know about you, but if I want to become a better golf player, I want to make damn sure the guy I'm taking lessons from is a really good golf player. If I want to play tennis, I want to coach a mentor that's been excellent as a tennis player. They played the game. They're a champion. That's what we bring to the table here. You're going to surround yourself with people actually making millions of dollars selling real estate, not talking about it, not something they heard from somebody else, not something they read in a book, but we give you the real world techniques, right down to the nitty gritty, right? Xavier, anything you need to know, right down to the minutia of how to do anything, you're going to get those answers inside the Craig Proctor world.
Yeah, actually, it takes about 10 minutes. I type an email to the Titanium, and here come all the answers. Everybody has an opinion, and they're great people to hang out with. And even when we're not in your conferences, we stay in touch through email as a group.
Every day. Every day.
Every day. And I love that because, and I say, you got to, I tell one of my staff, hey, if you have a problem, email it, and then find the answer. If I don't know the answer, go find it. And we rely on the system.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, the conference is where you meet the people and then you stay in touch with them every day of the year if you want to, right? Like that's where you met everyone at the conference, but you could pick up the phone or you could email all of these superstars that you've met. And, we obviously have groups where we are in connection as often as you want. By the way, speaking about this conference in Orlando, I know some of you are still freaked out about traveling. So we have a virtual option as well. When you go to craigproctorseminar.com, there is a virtual option if you want to watch it from home or your office. You don't have to go to Florida, but it is 100% better if you come in person. It's like, is it better to watch a rock concert on TV or to go to the rock concert? Is it better to watch a sporting event live or is it better to watch it on television? Obviously live is better because the big part, what I just mentioned, is you get to meet the people. A lot of the learning too, I think you'll agree, comes at lunchtime, at dinner, when you take other agents out for dinner. How about just at the bar at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you find people that you resonate with. And then my recommendation for everyone at the conference is get close to those people, buy them lunch, take them out for dinner, find a way to get close to those people. And what you find is they've got the same problems that you've got. And if they've solved those problems, that's even better because they can tell you, hey, back when my business was at your point, this is what I did. What you realize are all these Craig Proctor superstars. Like we have realtors literally making over $1 million a month, not a year, a month. You realize, hey, you know what? They're just like me, right? They're just like me. They had, when their business was smaller, they had all these issues, and you become friendly with them and you realize, I can do this. These people are not any different than I am. I think that goes a long way with the confidence level when you start to meet a whole bunch of people and you realize, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. Okay. Anything you want to add before we wrap this up? It's been wonderful, first of all, connecting with you here today and getting to know you better. What would you like to say to realtors in general?
Well, one of the things that I like to say is, whether you want to join my team or your team or anybody's team, you might want to consider joining a team because things are going to get rough here shortly. And if you don't have enough funds to sustain your friends, your family and sphere of influence, that's going to dry up or probably already dried up. I don't know, but it's going to get tough, Craig. And joining a team, you're going to have a constant flow of leads and appointments coming in. And that's the way to go. And that's the way of the future. That's the way of the future.
Yeah. And it's been the way of the future for the last 25 years. For those of you, some of you may not know, in my first year of real estate, I had no clue what I was doing. I had never taken any marketing. I'd never sold anything in my life. Within 3 years, I was the #1 agent in the world for RE/MAX because I figured out two things. Number one, I figured out marketing. I cracked the code on direct response marketing. I brought direct response marketing into the real estate industry. Direct response marketing existed. I didn't invent it. It existed outside of real estate. I brought it into the real estate industry. The next thing I brought into the real estate industry was the team concept. There were no teams. Those two things lofted me as a 29-year-old, only having my license for 3 years. I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world within 36 months. And I kept being one of the top RE/MAX agents in the world for 20 years after that, making millions of dollars, selling 500 to 600 homes a year because I did two things. I figured out how to generate the leads and I figured out how to create a team to handle the business so I could expand my business beyond my own efforts. I want everyone to think about this. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? Right? Xavier, when you realized, holy cow, not only does this not have to rely on me, but I can be anywhere in the country. You could be opening offices all over the United States, anywhere in the world, because you understand lead generation and you understand fulfillment by having the ability to recruit and train amazing people. So everyone wins, right? The team leader wins, everyone on the team makes more money. And I'll tell you, the other party that wins are the customers, the clients, because every time we sell hundreds of houses, we're saving that client from an ordinary or less than stellar experience with a real estate agent, right? We want to make sure that we save our clients from having subpar experiences with their real estate transaction. There's too many real estate agents. This economy, this new economy we're going to go into, is definitely going to separate the haves and the have-nots. The technology, the education, the leverage that we provide to our top members. Here's what's going to happen: the Craig Proctor members are going to increase market share like they do every time there's a down market. You guys are going to do better, make more money, increase market share, and everybody else is going to shrink. And that's what happens every single time. So I guess we got to wrap this up. We're out of time, but final words, Xavier, before we do, what do you want to say?
Well, the best thing to do, and if you want to reach out to me directly, like I said, my phone number is 301-418-5324. You can reach me at any time. I pick up the phone every time it rings, except for when I'm in a Craig Proctor podcast. I don't pick it up.
Look, folks, I want to thank everyone for watching. Look at Xavier's a good guy. Whether you're in Maryland or wherever you are, if you want to get to know him better, just if you want to like verify, is this a real deal, this approach, give him a shout. You can Google him, look at his reviews. What's it hurt to have a conversation? There's no downside to it. Sometimes like we're skeptical, like, well, we have these thoughts. Set any preconceived notions you have, just set it aside and just say, what if? What if this is real? What if having a quick 5-minute conversation with Xavier Torres would change your outlook, change your paradigm, the way you look at your real estate business? That's what we want to do on our podcast, is introduce you to super successful Craig Proctor members. They're expanding their business. The question is, are you going to expand yours? Be part of this, okay? At a minimum, get yourself to my conference in Orlando, Florida. Whether you watch it virtually or you're there physically, get yourself registered. Go to craigproctorseminar.com, and if you want to book a call with me, okay, we call it a breakthrough call. Cost you $0. It will not be just a sales pitch or anything like that. We will ask you a bunch of questions about your business, where you are and what you want to do. You go to proctorcall.com. Proctor, like my name there, call.com. Book a day and a time. We'll have a serious conversation about your business and where you want to take it. And at the end of it, you're going to think, okay, either, yeah, Craig's someone that can help me, or, no, he can't. I want to thank everybody for watching this. My guest again today was Xavier Torres, superstar Craig Proctor member in Rockville, Maryland, soon expanding to Northern Virginia and DC. Watch this guy. You're going to see a lot of them as we move forward here. I want to thank everybody for watching. We're going to wrap it up. This is Craig Proctor, and thank you for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, It's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.